Lovely people, I hope you're all doing well. Today I am ably assisted, obviously, by little fairy muse. There she is. I'm going to be talking about an author that I'm sure you're familiar with, who is Alexander McCall Smith. He is, of course, the author of the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, which is a really lovely series, which is about the Ladies Detective Agency run by Mama Ramotsky, who is a lady of traditional build, and they're very fantastic, sweet stories. The description's beautiful, it's very evocative, they're not big scary stories. In fact, all of his tend to be stories about life in the everyday as opposed to big adventures. I did loan one to a friend and she sort of gave it back and went, yeah, nothing happens. True, nothing much tends to happen in his books, but they're quite beautiful for that. They are about the small things rather than the big things. The Ladies Detective Agency series is really, really good, but it's not my favourite of his. My favourite of his is actually 44 Scotland Street series, which I don't know which number this is in it. It's a few books in. And they are all about the happenings of the residents of a particular set of flats, which is at 44 Scotland Street in Edinburgh. And they're lovely. There's a lot about just life and friendship and love, and there's a certain philosophical bent to everything that runs through it. This one's got a lovely bit at the back when Angus, who owns a one-eyed dog called Cyril, and Cyril has his own distinct thoughts about what goes on, but he says, "Dear friends," he began, "there is no timetable for happiness. It moves, I think, according to rules of its own. When I was a boy, I thought I'd be happy tomorrow. As a young man, I thought it would be next week. Last month, I thought it would be never. Today, I know it is now." And it's just lovely. They are just very, very sweet stories. If you don't need sort of big happenings and big adventures within your books, but something just well written and that makes you maybe think a little bit about life, 44 Scotland Street is fantastic. He's also written a couple of other series, or a few other series I know of. One was some mad South American adventure, which was quite cool. I tend to pick up his books and pass them on and put them down. I don't collect them exactly, so I've forgotten the name of that one entirely. This one I'm looking forward to starting. I haven't tried any of these Corduroy Mansion ones yet, but I have high hopes, I have very high hopes. And the other one is the Sunday Philosophers Club, which I read one of and I wasn't as much of a fan. I didn't find the characters as engaging as 44 Scotland Street, because 44 Scotland Street, they're very human, they're very full of their own sort of foibles, and they get themselves into trouble just because of being human. And there's something quite wonderful about that. So yeah, I would say if you're going to start with any of them, if you're not started with the Ladies Detective Agency, start with 44 Scotland Street, because yeah, they're just really, really nice stories. Yeah, have you read any Alexander McCall Smith, or do you have any other authors along those lines that you'd recommend to me? Things which are just, yeah, nice and about life and fun and full of humour. And that's about it for today. So we'll speak to you soon. Bye.